decided to declare total war. Some side effects are winning. Some I've managed to push back, but others I've destroyed with a big stick because I refuse to lose. I am never going back to being that fat Jack again. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Jackie and I've lost over 6 stone on Mounjaro. Some strange stuff is happening to me right now. There's some very weird symptoms, relentless side effects. It's getting a little bit like the Da Vinci Code, trying to work it all out. And you know me, if I'm going through it, I'm sharing it with you, lovely lot. But I have to give you a real warning here. Let's get serious. I'll be going into some graphic detail. So if you're squeamish, don't watch the end of the video. Go watch Handmaid's Tale instead. Great series. This stuff needs to be talked about no matter how embarrassing it is for me, because we're in this together, aren't we? So, Mounjaro warriors, are you ready for battle? Here's a roundup of the current enemies we are fighting in this week's video. I even put them on sticky notes because there were so many of them. It's been a busy week. In this order: sleep problems, leg cramps at night, possibly overdosing on electrolytes, fighting sugar cravings, ingenious new ways of using my resistant bands secretly, sausage rolls and funerals. Finally, sulfur burps and really bad wind issues, following through, and diarrhea. There it is. Yep, this video is going to have it all. I don't hold back, so if you can relate to any of this stuff, stick around. I might have some solutions for you, I might not. You might be more entertained watching Handmaid's Tale. I will be sharing at the end of the video also why I'm a bit scared to go up a dose. I might need your help. Jackie, stop waffling, shut up and let's just get on with it. Number 1, sleep. Anyone else struggling? Is this a Mounjaro thing? I remember when I first started Mounjaro, I was sleeping great and kind of still am. Getting to sleep isn't the problem. It's waking up at like 4 or 5 a.m. every morning, regardless of what time I went to bed. Last night, Leanne come round and we watched some TV, watched The Handmaid's Tale. It was great. And I didn't get to bed till about 12, 1 o'clock. But this morning I was up with the larks. I sat up in bed for nearly 2 hours answering all the comments from you lovely lot, which is one of my favourite things to do, by the way. Then I remembered, I'm so stupid sometimes, I had some magnesium glycinate by my bed. Completely forgot I had them, and I know they do help with sleep. Don't get me wrong, guys, as we get older I know we need less sleep. I've never slept for 8 hours anyway, that's just never been my thing, but I'm getting a little bit knackered. Maybe less weight means less sleep. Oh, I never thought of that. Less fat to rest the body, because we sleep to rest. So if my body maybe is not working as hard as it did when I was 6 stone heavier, so I need less sleep. It kind of makes sense. I'm even wearing a sleep mask thinking the brighter mornings are doing it. Who knows? This may have something to do with the last one, but our next enemy is cramps. These cramps have come out of nowhere. I used to get these way back when I was suffering with thyroid issues. But thinking back, it's quite funny as you wake up with cramps and leap out of bed. I like a distorted plastic doll half asleep with your leg all twitching and rock hard, knowing if you don't get it sorted quickly, it's going to be very painful. Not so funny when you're in the moment. I've always struggled to drink enough water. That is one of the main reasons. I know you're probably all shouting at the video for leg cramps. And I'd also fallen off taking my supplements. I've been missing out on the magnesium I would put in my protein shakes. I'd break the capsules up and put the magnesium in there. I did a bit of research and I remembered, honestly, that magnesium deficiency can cause major cramps. And I hadn't been taking them. It only took me about a week to realise this one and connect the dots. I'm not here just to whinge about my side effects, but to share what I'm doing about it and has it helped. Yes, it has. I'm back on the magnesium. I've started massaging castor oil into my legs before bed. I'm trying to move my legs when I'm sat down more. And I'm trying to down 2 litres of water before I go to bed, which is near impossible for me. But then you have the issue when you're drinking all that water of getting up 2 or 3 times in the night needing a loo. I'm on day 3 of taking my magnesium again. It seems to be easing, but always remember, consult your doctor, blah, blah, blah. I shouldn't have to say it, but there are always people out there that come back to me in the comments and say, you're acting like an expert. I have never claimed to be an expert. If you see anybody in my comments saying you're not an expert, just remind them Jackie has never claimed to be an expert. My next one is Electrolyte, but I'm a bit confused with this one. Someone mentioned in the comments about being careful about overdosing on electrolytes. It never even entered my head. I googled it and saw the symptoms can be muscle cramps, gastric issues, headaches. I had a few of them. Brain fog, always. Then I checked what is classed as overdosing on electrolytes. This is where it gets really interesting. The daily recommended sodium intake for electrolytes, that's the sodium that comes with water and some foods, is 2,300 milligrams. So off I rushed to my cupboard, got my electrolyte capsule, and then my face fell because my supplements are only 900 milligrams. I take one a day. Because there's me thinking, oh, I've obviously overdosed on it. A bit more research, the fluid and foods I eat daily don't add up to more than about 500 milligrams a day. Seems I might be low on sodium when I started working out the numbers. So got out Google again. If you're low, as if you are taking too much. How are you supposed to know what you're doing right or wrong? Oh my God. Just to check that I was just on 1,500 milligrams of sodium a day. Is it too low? I know there'll be some of you out there that are screaming at the screen, Jackie, just drink more water, you melon. It's not easy. I really struggle. I've put juice in it. I've put flavouring in it without the calories. I've tried everything and I'm really struggling. I have been looking at one of those lovely water filter machines. I saw somebody else on YouTube. It does hot and cold water and takes about 99% of the plastic and crap out the water. I've got a thing at the minute because I'm thinking, is all my inflammation part of this? Just the paranoia, sort of thing you have when you get older that everything's to blame except you. I'm very tempted to get one because it might get me drinking more knowing how much I've spent on it because they are very expensive, but I can't afford it. I am a sugar addict and my last chocolate was about 2 hours ago. Yep, I have a problem. I'll tell you what happened and how I'm stuck in a loop. My fave choc is something called Popettes. If you're not in the UK, you've probably never heard of these. And these just little round chocolate caramel thingamajiggies. Anyway, I can't get them anymore in the shops and I had a craving for them a couple of weeks back. So what did I go and do? I'm so stupid. I bought a box of them off Amazon with about 8 bags in them. I'm so stupid. Well, any sugar addicts out there will know we cannot sit on chocolate in the house without eating them. It's a problem I'm aware. I had no problem at the beginning of this journey when I really felt the strength of Mounjaro. I wasn't even interested in chocolate. So you might ask the question, why don't I just move up a dose on the Mounjaro? Now that gets answered in the last explosive enemy at the end. You will understand. It gets tricky. So now I'm stuck in this loop of guilt, greed, cravings. I'm going to do a whole video on being a sugar addict as I'm taking ownership. We should start a Sugar Addicts Anonymous group up of some sort. This one is in my head and I think this is the one that is going to be the biggest concept when we move over to maintenance. And I know from the comments, there's people like you and me out there that are fellow sugar addicts. And it might not just be sugar, it could be something else, it could be crisps. On the subject of comments, never did I think I would get so many comments and questions and compliments on how helpful these videos are from you lovely lot. And I want to say a massive thank you. The channel is growing, it's growing fast, which is brilliant. If you've been watching me for a while, you will know I have answered every single comment up until now. This is going to have to change. There are just too many of them and it's becoming physically impossible. I'm far from an expert. I'm not an expert in anything. Wish I was. And I will do my best to just give you my feedback on what I've experienced. There is nothing medical in there. Next one. Are you ready for this one? I have lazyitis and I need to exercise. Don't I know it? Now, I'm 9 months in and I've probably exercised 3-4 times in 8 months. That is so bad. But I've never exercised before. I don't know what I expected to be different. But I have started with this guilt thing with exercise. I've lost a lot of weight. And we all know muscles need to be resistant trained and you've got to keep toning up and your health. We know all this. I know what I should do, but I don't. It's been playing on my mind, and it's a stress and a worry. I need to get moving. I'm trying. That brings me on to my next enemy, me and sausage rolls and funerals. I had to attend a funeral the other day. It was very sad, and I caught up with some family members I've not seen for years. So you know what it's like when you go to these things, you start talking. Thing is, I made the mistake of not eating anything before I went, and it got to about 3 o'clock and I realised I had to. So I stupidly, on the way out, grabbed a sausage roll. Big mistake. If you've been following my channel, you will know about my problem with fat. We've all got problems with fat, but me in particular, problems with fat and gallstones. But I wasn't thinking, I was rushing. Oh boy, did I pay the price later. That day and the next and the next. Why do I never learn? Which brings me to my most dreaded enemy this week. Sulphur burps from hell. It's sulphur burps, wind, loud stomach gurgling. It's like they're talking to my neighbours. Followed by the occasional diarrhoea. Well, more like an explosion. Sorry for the graphic detail. This is the point you might want to switch off. When I first started Mounjaro, I had one serious attack of heartburn. Drama queen that I am, I thought I was dying after eating a couple of pieces of bacon. I had the occasional sulphur bursts and thought, oh, yeah, I've had those. Not nice, but this takes it to a whole new level. Now I get it. They are relentless. It's like a gallstone attack. You know when you've had it, it won't go into too much detail, but they start with burping that tastes rank. It's like eggs. Then your stomach starts having this verbal conversation constantly. It's like, because you're ignoring it, it gets louder and louder and louder. It's like gurgling. It's horrible. It's like having an alien making a nest in your stomach. Then the toilet becomes your best friend. I'm so glad I have a downstairs bathroom. But then it gets embarrassing. Put it this way. I can't believe I'm telling you this. You don't go quietly. Enough said. At first I thought it was what I was eating. It's something I have always suggested in these videos. Miss Know-It-All here claims it's down to what you eat. No, it's not. I noticed a pattern 2 or 3 days after my jab. It would start and last at least 2 days, sometimes 3, sometimes 4. It was Mounjaro. So telling you lot you can avoid all these side effects if you just eat right. Nope. There is an aspect of Mounjaro that no matter what you eat or don't eat, it will react, and I've experienced it. So I'm sending you a heartfelt apology to all those I patronised with this previous advice. I now know what gastric side effects are purely from just taking Mounjaro. I know what they're like. So I attacked it with a vengeance. I kind of had to, and I tried everything. These are what seem to have calmed it down somewhat for me. And if it helps you, all the better. Apple cider vinegar capsules and gummies, probiotic supplements. I did buy some Actimel, a little Actimel, and I started using those to take my medication in the morning. I thought I'll take some Actimel, but then I realised I might need something a bit stronger, so I went for some probiotic supplements, did my research, hopefully got the best ones out there. Staying away completely from sausage rolls, anything fatty. That really didn't help. But again, it's a work in progress. We're not perfect. We're all human. Let me give you a bit of an update. 8 weeks ago, I came off Mounjaro completely because I was ill. And then I went back on 2.5. I was on 5 milligrams before I went off. So I thought I'm going to go in slow and steady. I've been on 2.5 for the last 4 weeks. I haven't lost anything and I haven't gained anything, which is good news. I know I'm going to have to make some changes because of my food noise and the sugar addiction. I have another stone, possibly a little bit more to lose, but I'm nervous. If I increase my dose, is this gastric thing gonna get worse? My daughter keeps telling me, just go back on a diet now, because she's seen me with these side effects, how I've had to deal with them. And I have tried. It's not as if I haven't. But the food noise is back. My old habits are back. The weight's not coming off either. I have a 5 milligram pen. I'm taking half the dose, which is 30 clicks. But I'm tempted to move up to 40 clicks and see how it goes. I don't know. Keep your fingers crossed for me, guys. I'm going to be doing some live sessions on YouTube. So if you want to join me, hit subscribe. More importantly, click the bell so you don't miss it. You can also go and watch this video if you want to know more about tailoring that pen and the clicks. It's a cracking one, and lots of people are saying how valuable it is to them. Feel free to share this video with others, and I will see you soon. Mounjaro warriors. Okay, we've got this. You take care, guys. Bye.